Making art every day for 31 days? Can I really do that? Well, I'm challenging this idea by participating in Peachtober this year and making an art piece every single day for the month of October. Howdy hey, I'm Kit Kat and welcome to day 7 of Peachtober. Today's prompt is strawberry. If you watched day 4's video, you would know that I love berries, including strawberries, and I actually included it in the piece for day 4. And here we are back again with strawberries as the actual prompt for today's piece. But before we get into designing, it's card attack time! So, what is card attack time? Card attack time is when I pick an extra challenge every single day for my designing process. Some of the challenges are kind of crazy, and some of them are a little bit more doable. So far, we haven't had too many super crazy ones, but there's a lot of crazy ones in here that we have yet to pick. So it's going to be interesting to see what we pick today. Let's pick our challenge. Side note, if you're wondering why all the challenges are in a grocery cart, it's because a lot of my artwork as of recent has been grocery themed, and everything that I'm making this year for Peachtober has a grocery theme. So that's why it's in a grocery cart. And it's in an orange grocery cart because orange is one of my favorite colors. Today's challenge is I Spy style. I have to make the art piece like an I Spy style page. If you don't know what I Spy is, where have you been? But also, understandably so, here are some pictures of what I Spy books looked like growing up. So that's the style. Now, I'm still gonna stick to my style with it, but I'm going to add things that you have to find in the piece. Which is really fun because strawberry is the prompt and strawberries are not that big. So we'll see how this goes. I had a completely different sketch in mind also for how I was going to do this one. I might have to switch it up a little bit with this challenge, but as I've been learning in this process, every single time I get a challenge, I actually think it adds to the creative process and it actually forces me to get out of my comfort zone. And a lot of my pieces are turning out better because of the challenges. They're adding to making the piece just better overall. And yeah, every day I feel like the challenges get better and help to make the piece just more interesting than anything I ever could have come up with, which is really cool. I am really enjoying this. Anyway, before we get into it, this is the color palette I'm going to be using, and I have to show you my sketches. I was thinking cakes with strawberries on it. I might include that in the piece. We will see. But for now, this is the sketch. We're gonna probably go completely different from what my original sketch is because of our challenge today. Anyway, with that, I think it's time to get cooking. After that wonderful dance break with my husband, I got right into crunching on this art piece, and I started by just sketching out a brand new idea. I know, crazy, because I already had sketched out an idea, so why would I sketch out another? Because I didn't think my original idea really fit well with the challenge I got. And I'm glad I did sketch out something a little bit different because the final piece worked way better with what I came up with day of comparatively to what I had planned to do. Ain't that crazy how that works? Anyways, so obviously my original idea was to have just a ton of cakes with strawberries on them. That idea was kind of silly goofy, and I decided to do something completely different. And the concept was that I dropped my grocery basket and all my groceries fell out, and now they're all over the page and you have to find different things. For example, the strawberries and lots of other hidden goodies that I'm gonna put on my Instagram of just little Easter eggs I put into this piece. I had so much fun with this when I was younger. I used to love doing little doodles where you would draw a ton of different things and hide certain objects within the piece. I remember I loved the game Picture-Rika, and one time I tried to make my own Picture-Rika board and it was so fun. So this piece felt really nostalgic. It felt like going back to just my younger days when I first started really liking art, and I had so much fun with it. It also was really enjoyable because there's so many groceries. Someone the other day was like, what if you run out of groceries to draw? And I was like, I don't know if I could, but also I tend to lean towards some of my favorite groceries, so a lot of the ones I put on this page are groceries that I tend to buy, but I don't know if I'll ever run out of groceries to be inspired from. We'll see. Anyways, I may or may not have used the color palette that I kind of used the other day, but I don't care. I love this color palette. It's a classic. I love the primary colors. I also, when looking at the I Spy stuff, felt like a lot of the pages had that primary colored childlike feel to it. So that is why I decided to use that color palette again. Honestly, maybe next year for Peachtober, I will just pick one color palette and I can only use that one color palette the whole time. I think that would be really interesting, and in some ways it would limit me, but I also think that then the color selection choices would not be so complex. So I don't know. Comment below if you think I should do just the primary colors sometime for an art challenge, because that would be really interesting to use only the primary colors for 31 days. But we're not doing that this art challenge. Right now, we're making an I Spy page, and I included lots of hidden goodies in it. One thing that I'm really proud of including in this is, at some point somebody was like, so Peachtober, does that have to do with peaches? And I actually think I've gotten that comment multiple times, but I've tried to explain that Peachtober was started by an artist who goes by Furry Little Peach on Instagram and YouTube, and she's great. I love the list she comes up with every year, but the actual prompt list really has nothing to do with peaches. But I thought, as an ode to her and to Peachtober, I would hide a peach in this piece. So I did indeed hide a little peach in this piece that you'll have to try and find. And then there are 3 things I included at the bottom with like words, like in the I Spy book at the bottom it usually says I spy blank, blank, and blank. So I mimicked that by doing I spy strawberries, a sardine tin, and soup cans. And so I hid all those things in the piece for you to find. I also tested it out on my husband and he found them pretty quickly, so I don't think they're that hard to find. But if you struggle to find it, let me know, because then that would encourage me that maybe I did a better job than I think I did with this I Spy challenge. I had a lot of fun with this challenge, and I think it's something I'd like to try again in a future piece, not even as a challenge, but just for fun, because this was the type of challenge that just allowed my creativity to go 1.5 miles further than what it would have if I had just stuck to the original sketch and idea I had for this piece. So I feel like this was the perfect day to pick the I Spy challenge. I almost want to put it back into the grocery cart to like get cart attacked by it again in the future throughout the month, but I have a lot of other challenges I still have to get through, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I had so much fun making this piece, and even just being inspired by the childhood nostalgia of looking at I Spy books. They were always so fun. Anyone else really enjoy looking at those and trying to find the hidden things? Or even Where's Waldo, another great spy book challenge that was always really fun and just so artsy. I love that style, and honestly, I'm being inspired to incorporate it more into my work. What can I say? So that was I Spy Challenge day, and that was the process of making the piece. And with that, I think it's time to finally show you the final design. And you made it to the end of the video where I get to show you the final design. The I Spy Challenge was seriously so fun. I want to make another piece in the I Spy style. Like, that was so fun. If you go on my Instagram, I'm going to put like a list of the things that I hid in the piece for you to find. So that is today's video. Thank you for joining me for day 7 of Peachtober. Tomorrow is a brand new day with brand new art. If you didn't know, I'm making a video every single day for Peachtober. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please come join. It's been really fun. I've been loving it. I've been loving sharing my process with y'all. And if this is the first Peachtober video you are watching from my series, there are plenty of other Peachtober videos I've already made. 6 other episodes that you can watch on my YouTube channel, and plenty more right around the corner. And with that, I will see you tomorrow, and I will catch you on the flippity flap. Bye!